Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on embedding a subreport in an ASP.NET Core application to render a report using bold reports. In bold reports, a subreport is a report item that allows you to embed one report within another. This feature is used to organize complex reports into smaller, reusable components. Each subreport can have its own data source and layout, and you can pass parameters from the main report to the subreport to filter or customize the displayed data. Here, I have already designed main and subreports, employee comparison, and employee details reports. The employee comparison report acts as the main report, which includes an employee details subreport. In this demo, I will embed the report into an ASP.NET Core application and render it. Let's start by creating an ASP.NET Core application. First, ensure that the .NET SDK is available on your system. Create a new ASP.NET Core project by running this command and naming it Core Report Viewer. Once the application is created, install the Bold Reports packages to add the necessary dependencies. Navigate to the application's root folder and add the boldreports.net.core package to the application. This NuGet package contains all the dependency packages to add the Bold Reports report viewer to the application. Then, add the boldreports.aspnet.core package, which allows users to create, view, and export various report types. Next, create a resources folder in the www root folder to store the RDL reports. Add both the main and subreports to the folder. You can find the download link for these reports in this video's description. After adding the sample reports to the application, initialize the report viewer in the project. First, open the view import.cshtml file in the views folder and define the tag helpers to initialize it. Bold reports.tagHelpers allows you to effortlessly integrate server-side with our HTML elements. The add tag helper in bold reports.aspnet.core uses the bold reports functionalities in the application. Next, reference the report viewer scripts and the style sheet to integrate the report viewer into the project, for which we'll use CDN links. You can also use local scripts and themes. I have included an FAQ link about using them in the description. Open the _layout.cshtml file in the views/shared folder and add code to the head tag. Next, remove the existing code to create a div element with a body section to contain the rendered report on the client side and assign styles. Then invoke the renderBody method to it. Next, add the renderSection method. The renderSection method is used to define a section in Razor View where you can inject additional scripts. And bold script manager tag to the body section of the HTML file. The ASP.NET Core application requires a web API service to render the report viewer control. Create a new controller file named reportviewercontroller.cs within the controllers folder. In that file, add all the necessary using statements as references, declaring namespaces and adding classes. Add the Microsoft.ASP.NETCore.MVC namespace to the controller file, which lets you build the web application, including web APIs, and provides routing and model binding. Add the System.io namespace, which works with input and output operations, like reading from and writing to data streams and files. Finally, I add the boldreports.web.reportViewer namespace, which provides the class and interfaces specific to the Bold Reports library and is used to configure and manage the report viewer. Then add the core reportviewer.controllers namespace to avoid naming conflicts. Inside that, add the root attribute for the report viewer controller. Next, inherit the controller and implement the iReportController interface in the report viewer controller class to handle the viewing of reports. To read the report file from the application, use the iWeb hosting environment with dependency injection. Next, add the post-report action method to process the report request from the server side based on a JSON parameter and send the response back to the client side using the HTTP post action. Then, add the onInitReportOptions method, which is invoked from a report helper when the report is about to be processed during preview. Inside this method, you will need to load the main and subreports as a stream. Create a base path variable to combine the web root path of the application and resources folder. Then add an if condition that checks whether the subreport model property of the report option object is not null. Inside the block, create a report path variable to combine the base path and report name using reportoption.subreportModel.reportPath to access the available subreport. Next, create a file stream instance to open the employee details subreport file in the resources folder within the www root directory using the report path variable. Then, create a memory stream to store the report data and copy the file stream into it. This copy process prevents file access problems in the server while running the application. Finally, assign the substream values to the reportoption.subreportModel.stream variable. Inside an else condition, repeat the above steps to create report file stream. Copy and assign the report stream values to the reportoption.reportModel.stream variable. Next, add the onReportLoaded method, which will be invoked from a report helper when the report and subreport start loading for report rendering. Then, add the getResource method to get images to be used in the report from the server when you preview the report in the designer. The action name and accept verbs attributes are specify the endpoint and HTTP verb for retrieving resources. Finally, add the post-form report action to save the exported report to the client side using the HTTP post action. Now, you need to invoke the web API in the controller from the client side to view the report. So I open the index.cs HTML file and create the bold report viewer tag to it. This custom HTML element provided by the Bold Reports library is used to embed the viewer in a web page. Inside the tag, I need to add the ID attribute, report path, and report service URL API property. The ID attribute specifies the unique name for the HTML element, so I assign viewer to it. And the report path specifies the path to the report that you want to render. The report service URL specifies the URL of the report service that processes and renders the report. Finally, I need to register the license token to remove the license validation message. In this demo, I'm going to use the online license token. License tokens can be generated in the Claim License Key section of the Bold Reports Accounts page. So I open the program.cs file and enter the code snippet to register the token. I have provided a link to documentation on registering a license using online license tokens and offline license keys in this video's description. Now everything is ready to preview the report. I run this command in the command prompt and then build the application. Then I copy the URL and run it in a browser. See, the employee comparison main reports has been rendered with the employee details subreports. In this video, I have shown you how to embed a subreport into an ASP.NET Core application. To learn more about Bold Reports, you can visit boldreports.com. If you don't have a Bold Reports subscription, you can try out the platform using the Try It Free option. If you prefer a demo from an expert, Request Demo lets you schedule one. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like it. Thanks for watching.